Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And I'm back on a Sunday just trying to kick it, see what everybody's up to. So I know Valentine's Day was yesterday. People are trying to recoup from an interesting evening, to say the least. So to everybody out there that basically had a good Thanksgiving, good for y'all, man. That's what's up. But shit, me, I just kicked it at the house. You know what I'm saying? That's all I did. I didn't do much. So stayed at home, watch a couple videos, watch a couple movies. It wasn't that much for me to do, but just wanted to actually get a chance to try to kick it with y'all. And I was hoping that we'd get a chance to kick it. So I know that as I keep live streaming, things are going to be a little bit different. I got a few things lined up that hopefully I can somewhat challenge to handle within the hour. So let me see. Need to go check one thing, see if all right, good. So I saw what I needed to see. Just wanted to make sure I was going live. And yeah, actually what I was gonna do today was actually try to cover just a couple of topics, see what was going on with a few things, and try to find what's interesting. What's up, Classics? What's going on, brother? Says got all the bugs worked out. So far, I got some of them worked out. There's still more I got to work on, though. So, yeah. But let me ask you, have you checked out the Spider-Man Noir trailer? Just curious. Spider-Man Noir looks interesting, but Cage is getting a bit old to play this sort of role. I guess, my thing to ask is, like, how old is Ben Reilly when he became Spider-Man in this universe? Was he like in his 30s? Was he an older man? That's a good question. I don't know the origin of Spider-Man Noir or Spider Noir or whatever the fuck you call him. So it's like I that's pretty interesting though. I mean, I think he looks pretty solid, man. I think he looks pretty fucking solid, especially the way he, come on, man. This is it, and then come to find out, it's done by the guys that did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, yeah, if it's done by them and they just bringing that shit into live action, I think it's pretty good. Maddie's daddy, what's up, Steve? What's going on, man? Says he's getting old, but he definitely understood the character and Into the Spider-Verse. Yup. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I mean he did a good job in the voice acting. You might as well link him up, let him do the live action. I mean, the most he's doing in this is actually like probably running. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he could still run and let you know, the stunt, the stunt dudes fuck around and just do their thing, then yeah, this thing looks solid though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious. Like, this is cool. Why aren't they watch? Like, why isn't this on Disney Plus or I don't know, man. I guess since Sony just did their deal with Marvel about Marvel having like unlimited access to Spider-Man and everything Spider-Man related. I mean, I guess at this point, if they would have struck that deal that they just struck, what was that, a few weeks ago? If they would have struck that deal maybe what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, then maybe Disney Plus would have been having this. But then, let's be honest. I mean, if you would have had the people from Disney doing this, nah, man, this wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been the same thing, I guess, right? I don't know. What do y'all think? This is interesting, man. Yeah, this is dope, man. This is dope. I don't know. Is this webbing organic or what? I don't know. Like, I don't know nothing about this. Yeah, I think it was a non-exclusive rights deal. Yeah. Yep. But I mean, shit. For it to have almost 10,000. I mean, for it to have almost 10 million views. It looks like people are pretty much warming up to this. I saw like at the end of the trailer, it was going into like color. I don't think they should do that, man. I think they should just. I don't know. I mean, I guess at some point, you would have to see them in color, but I think for the most part, they should have just left it in black and white. See, the whole thing about him being in color, people already know what he looks like from the Spider-Verse movies. But let's say if you're not a fan of that, and this is the first time you're hearing about this, you're seeing this for the first time, I think they should just keep to the aesthetics. But yeah, yeah, I'm with this. I'm with this. Prime Video seems to be doing something pretty interesting. I know, like I said last time, I'm watching Fallout on this, and I like the Fallout, man. I like that Fallout show. It reminds me of Fallout 3. Like, so, Prime Video, the only thing I've ever seen them do was Fallout. So far, they're doing good with that one show, but I can't speak for the rest of the service. Spider-Man Noir, hopefully we'll get a chance to see it. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. If it was Disney, he'd be played by Viola Davis. Oh shit. Yeah, man. That's wild. Let me see. There's no CGI here. Nicolas Cage himself was swinging across New York in this. Yeah. Only Spider-Man who can afford rent in New York. Nick Cage is now Superman, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man. What a legend. Very interesting, huh? Very interesting. I like that. It's rare that someone who voices a character gets to actually play them in live action instead of casting someone else. And I'm here for them. That's what's up. So you got a lot of people on board for this, man. So, Now, I'm about to play another video, right? And I'm about to kind of EFAP this, a little bit. The video, it's about a 4 or 5 minute video, if I'm not mistaken. And this has to do with Star Wars, right? So yeah. So I don't know what the hell this is, but wow for the commercial, huh? But yeah. So this is gonna be a Star Wars video, and it's gonna be comic book related. So for the comic book fans out there, this is gonna be pretty interesting. But the interesting part, from what I'm hearing, is that this is about to be a part of Star Wars canon, and I seen a little bit of talk on this, and then I seen this video, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna react to this video in real time. It's a short video, so figured, man, I ain't gonna lie. Interesting, huh? Vindictus. Wow. Actually, that's actually Vindictus. If I'm not mistaken, I think that might be the second one. But looks pretty interesting so far, but we're not here for that. So
two of the biggest IPs of all time are about to be smashed together. Star Wars and Marvel's The Avengers are officially going to cross over in a mega event coming at us from parent company Disney.
do you know what the problem is? It's like when you sit there and you own these IPs, right? And you actually you start seeing all this these wild ass mashups, right? Where I've already seen Mickey Mouse and Goofy and Pluto and Donald and fucking Daisy and Minnie. I've already seen the cast, right? And dressed up as Star Wars. Then I seen the cast what I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was a year ago, that they were on a whole bunch of Marvel comic covers, right? And you have Scrooge McDuck holding the fucking Infinity Gauntlet, right? And you got shit like this, and now when you see shit like this, you get to see man, just because Disney owns them, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna fucking mash them up. What's up? It says, Classics, man. It says, this crossover is going to be in the comics, though. At least that's my understanding of it. And Steve says, I don't think these worlds were built to live together. Over the years, I've seen a bunch of crossovers, right? I've seen basically, if I'm not mistaken, it was Green Lantern crossed over with Star Trek. Batman with Predator, Superman and Aliens. There's horror crossovers. There's Ash versus Michael versus Jason. They've had Archie crossover with the Punisher. And they've had Archie crossover with the Predator. And we've all seen the Marvel DC crossovers. But this is something a little bit different, right? not only is this like a crossover, but it's like, from what I'm understanding, this is supposed to be something a little bit bigger than this. But let's just see what the fuck else you got to say.
So, boy, we're gonna spend a lot of money on not just the comics, but also the products that they're definitely gonna, stock the shelves with. Are you a Star Wars fan? Because if you are, chances are you hate Star Wars more than anything. Now, also,
Right now, yeah.
Are you a Marvel fan? Well, if you are, chances are that there's been nothing good since Avengers Endgame.
That's
So
true.
Star Wars fans and Marvel fans have a lot in common these days.
So just imagine what happens if this comic book crossover, right? What happens if it's like Falcon and the new, and there is a new Iron Fist, and it's Mary Jane as Venom. You got X-23 and of course Miss Marvel has to be in the middle of this shit. So you got her, right? Well, and you got all of them, but just imagine, like, Marvel ends up, like, Disney ends up pulling them, right? All these fucking B-lists, these fucking garbage ass characters that even got, put into live action. Imagine if it's those heroes with Rey and Kylo Ren and fucking Rose Tico, like all of them, Finn and all them, right? Yeah, there have been a Green Lantern Star Trek crossover and a Legion in Star Trek as well. Yeah, I remember those. Yup. Yeah, and they killed 2 franchises, so now they need a gimmick to get people to watch. Actually, when I saw how much and it's funny because I even made a video about how Marvel got Disneyfied, right? Got Disneyfied. And I don't know if you guys remember it. It was the cover with if I'm not mistaken, it was fucking Donald Duck as Wolverine, if I'm not mistaken. So, with that being said, you have the powers that be that are looking at basically 2 failing, I wouldn't say, I don't know, the Marvel universe with the Star Wars universe. At this point, both failing, right? But you're gonna sit there and fucking what? I mean, are they thinking that after they do this kind of crossover shit, what happens if this crossover shit ends up becoming more than a comic book? What happens if it becomes like toys, video games, cartoons? What happens if it becomes a thing where they want to take it a step further and actually start making movies out of this shit? I'm going to give you my thoughts on the shit a little bit more here in a second. Let's go see what the fuck's going on.
They hate everything, but they're going to keep watching and talking about it. That's how it works. Okay, I will stop the sarcasm now, but seriously, way too much hatred in these fandoms. Come on, guys. Let's enjoy the stuff we're getting, all right? Anyways.
You know what, man? This dude's interesting. So, if you're getting fed some shit, right? I guess he's the kind of guy that, I guess, it's like, well, fuck. If it's something that if you don't like it, how can you sit there and tell somebody else, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I can't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the shit's whack, the shit's whack. That's all I can tell you, man. It's like, but you can't expect me to be on board just because it's Star Wars or it's Marvel or it's the fandom or hey, this is what we're gonna get, so might as well like it. Nah, fuck that shit, man. I don't agree with that. I mean,
Let's talk about something else we're getting because Rob Liefeld, the guy that was fired by Marvel just a couple of years ago, he's made it his entire personality to just hate Marvel to get attention. Well, he leaked that people that he knows in the industry told him that Disney is full on working on a Star Wars Avengers comic crossover. Well, since he confirmed that, other websites, most notably Bleeding Cool, did their research and they confirmed that yes, it is happening. And it's described as, and I quote, the first full-blown cross-continuity Star Wars project. And they reveal that Mark Millar is in fact going to be the one that's writing the project.
cross continuity. So basically, see, from what I understood, that I thought this was going to be something that crossed into like just Star Wars canon or Star Wars continuity. You're telling me that let's say after this shit is done, right, and both parties go both ways, right? Are you gonna sit there and tell me that later on down the line or whatever, somebody from the Marvel side or somebody from the Star Wars side will take a look back and be like, I wonder what that big green guy, the Hulk, is doing nowadays? I mean, if it's going to be a part of the continuity or a part of canon that both of these entities have crossed over, then what? I mean, so what? This is supposed to be like the Avengers are supposed to always be like, okay, we know in the galaxy far, far away, there's motherfuckers with lightsabers farting, fucking fighting the dark side of the Force. Wait, is this going to be a time traveling thing? I thought Star Wars took place in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, man, that's what I thought too, man. Like, so I don't know what. Okay, and then the crazy thing about it is, what's up, Jedi Bill? What's up? Oh, Outlaw Bill. I know. What's up, man? What's up? What's up, Gomer? Man, it's good to have you guys here. Well, you guys just walked into what we're watching here, and this is actually a video explaining how Star Wars is about to cross over with the Avengers. So now you got Marvel Star Wars crossover that is supposed to be canon to both continuities of both franchise, both franchises, I guess, within the comic books. So, yeah, let's see what else is being said.
Project. Now, if you're not familiar with his work, obviously, Marvel Knights, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Ultimate X-Men, Civil War, Ultimates, Kick-Ass, the list goes on and on.
And then you got Mark Millar, who's going to write this. I like Mark Millar. Matter of fact, I'm subscribed to his to his website. He drops an email, a couple times a week about the new projects he's fucking putting out, this and that. He hasn't spoken about this yet. Publicly, he hasn't said anything about this yet. He's a damn good writer, man. I mean, Mark Millar, I mean, he can write some shit. But what is he gonna write that puts the Avengers in the paths of what? Luke, Han, and Leia? Who in Star Wars are they supposed to be running into? And who are they supposed to be fighting? Is it going to be a thing that, I don't know, what, Kang or whoever the fuck teams up with Darth Vader? Is it going to be like one of those kind of things? Like, it's always like the villains team up and then the heroes team up after they fought one or two times. I mean, I don't know, man.
So this is going to be interesting because we heard for a while that Marvel wanted nothing to do with this. And we know that Kevin Feige was against any type of crossover, but it looks like more than likely higher ups at Disney are overruling this. And again, it's going to be a comic. Let's be clear about this. It's going to be big. Like, astronomically big. It's going to sell a lot.
All right, everybody in the chat. Let me ask y'all some shit. I mean, let's be honest. Do you agree? Do you think this is gonna actually like sell out? You think? I mean, of course. Come on. I mean, Marvel's gonna try to push it as like the next. I mean, they're gonna push this like they pushed like Secret Wars and Civil War and all this other shit. But do you really think this is gonna be as big as what he says it's gonna be? Just curious. Steve says, "What's next? Pirates of Harry Potter, man. You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised." You know what? I could see this comic book having about 30 fucking covers, man. I could see this shit having about 30 covers by so many different artists. So what do you think is going to be like the defining image? A lightsaber and Captain America's shield, like doing a lightsaber on top of a shield.
So this is going to be interesting because this has the potential to open the door for even more. And now we're hearing that what they're going to be doing is more or less, I guess, making this something that they're looking at a mega event sort of status as. AKA, this is not going to be quick like Marvel and DC crossovers that they're doing. Like, they're looking to make this a whole full-on event. So we're talking 3 to 6 months and tons of crossovers. So who knows what the potential here is and what they could do, where in the timeline it goes. I'm going to assume it's going to take place during the original trilogy just because that's a gold mine. And that's where they like to set most things.
So Luke, Han, and Leia. finds a way to meet the Avengers. Wow. Wow, man, this is a tough one for me here. I ain't gonna lie, boys. This is a tough one here. I don't know what to say, man.
These days, either that or during the Clone Wars period. So somewhere in there, it's going to be interesting. But I am excited. This might actually get me to care about Marvel and Star Wars comics again, which I haven't in quite a long time. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so,
Actually, it's a cool video. Comic Book Cast 2. Give them a sub if you ain't never heard of them, never watched their videos or whatnot. Got some, they got some interesting shit. I don't necessarily, I'm subscribed to them, no lie. Don't necessarily subscribe to the politics of the channel, but then again, I don't always listen to like echo chamber type shits. Like everything I watch, everything I listen to doesn't have to be things that I necessarily agree with, So, I can take listening to someone that doesn't have the same opinions as me, still give a video that's entertaining, So, yeah. Shit. What do you guys think? I mean, what? My question about this is when. You what you say, Gomer? My boy Kyle says, I'm glad people have faith. Yeah. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with, someone having a little faith. And I mean, just imagine, he's like, this might be the thing that brings me back to comics. Well, shit, I mean, this, written by Mark Millar. Say, comic book collectors, let me ask y'all this. What do you think Mark Millar is going to do for this book? I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't ever want to, like, underestimate him because he's pulled off some shit. I'm not going to lie to you. He's done some comics. So... Interesting. Yeah. Don't get me started on nonstop politics and everything. Yeah, I know, right? I know. But Mark Millar is writing the new Avengers Star Wars mega event crossover that's supposed to like be what he called it, cross continuity. And more than likely, when it's some shit like that, it's probably going to be canon on both ends, right? Says I stopped buying comics when Clobber Times closed down his shop. Yeah, I feel you. I miss my brother. Man, I wonder what he'd say to something like this, huh? boy, he'd probably be shaking. He'd probably be shaking his head like I am right now. Like, holy shit, the fuck. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what we're getting. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this real quick. Just being completely honest. This is when Marvel Comics officially jumps the shark. This is their, for me, this is their jumping the shark moment. And it's not even Marvel's fault. It's all about who owns them. This is Disney making Marvel and the Avengers fucking jump the shark together for the comic book readers. This is, for me, as I'm sitting here and I'm looking, this is my get the fuck out of here moment for this. This was yeah, this is yeah. This is Marvel's jumping the shark moment. And this is fucking Disney, you know, fucking winding that key up in their back. Fucking getting them in crash dummy mode, man. I could see comic collectors fucking trying to buy the fuck out of these covers, and I could see these covers having like gold, you know, all this other shit on them, you know, just I could see it, man. I could see Marvel Comics fucking trying to pump this to be the best thing, especially with Mark Millar writing it, man. It might be probably one of the times that they try to put money back into the fucking comic books, man, to try to make something out of this. Because why would you combine, or why would you do a crossover and just have it lackluster, you know? Like dude was saying, like, shit, this ain't gonna be like your quick little Marvel DC shits. Which I'm looking at those covers now, and man, fuck, man. The thing I don't get about comics nowadays, motherfuckers just make covers to comics that the covers don't even have nothing to do with the comics. It's like you're buying a comic book about Batman, but all of a sudden you'll have a fucking Green Arrow cover that doesn't have shit to. He's not even in the fucking story. Got nothing to do with the comic, but just because it's his fucking anniversary or some bullshit, they'll have fucking Green Arrow on every fucking comic book cover for DC for that month. That kind of shit. That's what Marvel does more than anything, man. For comic books, this is their fucking jumping the fucking, this is their jumping the shark moment for me, man. Well, my boy Kyle, what you say? I told my wife about the 80s and 90s. Told my wife the 80s, yeah, we partied. Now they have just political pity parties. Yup. He says, I tried watching this guy like 5 years ago. Just don't like him. Yeah, he's been around for a hot minute. But he has his opinions. But you know, everybody does. We can write better stuff and then get AI to make it, and that's crazy. We can make our own personal movies. That's true. Says I gotta go pick up my daughter. Good to see you back 24/7. And have a great weekend to all. All right, hey man, appreciate that. Man, you take it easy, be safe, you know, and yeah, man, hopefully look forward to seeing you on. I'll be going back live again this week. So what time? Who knows? What day? Hopefully tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to do pop-up lives, you know, roughly about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And gonna be doing more streaming. You know, I'll be dropping videos every now and then, but be doing more live streaming. So, yeah, let me throw my hat in the fucking in the streaming pool, right? There you go. So, but yeah, be safe. You know, you're always welcome here, man. And yeah, look forward to the next time, brother. Hell yeah. So, this some wild shit, man. Some wild shit. Yep. Cheers. Cheers to you, Steve. There you go. So, I'm gonna jump on to my next topic now. Lately, I've been watching. They have a few channels right out there that does this versus type shits, right? And what I mean by versus is they'll take a superhero or some kind of pop culture icon, right, and put that individual against another hero or pop culture icon, and it would be like a fight between two characters that you would never imagine going against one another. And I've been watching a few of them, right? And I came across this one. And the dude that's been doing these, he has these written out pretty well. And this one is Batman versus Pinhead. And I'm like, well, what would the world's greatest detective do going against someone like Pinhead? And, you know, one of my brothers, like, you know, told me, hey, go ahead and give this a look. And I figured, you know what? If I'm going to check this out, I want to check this out live. So fuck it, man. This is about 17 minutes. No, is it? Normally, no. I don't think it's about anywhere from like 11 to about 17 minutes. One of those two. I looked at the runtime and I couldn't remember. But I wanted to give this one a go, and I wanted to see if you guys wanted to check this shit out with me. It says, have you checked out any of these recent AI fight videos with Hulk fighting Superman, etc.? Is getting pretty impressive. You know, actually, Classics, this is one of those kind of videos. And this is an AI video. And like I said, the dude that does these series of videos, you know, I shared them out, you know, with my brothers, and one of them hit me back like, hey, have you checked out this one? And I was like, nah, I haven't. You know, of course, the dude already has like a fucking library of videos, and I haven't checked them all out. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna watch this one live when I go live again. And just to let you guys know, like, you know, this is some new shit that I'm doing here. You guys know I don't live stream like this, but I'm gonna start to. And this is gonna be more of a, you know, somewhat reactionary kind of thing, plus giving my 2 cents on what I'm seeing. So yeah, why not, right? You know, either this or I just do a fucking video about it the way I normally do. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's check it out and see what's popping, right? Batman versus Pinhead. Fuck, man, come on, man.
Gotham City did not just have a darkness, it had a texture. It was a suffocating weave of wet asphalt, rusted iron, and the persistent low-frequency hum of millions of lives grinding against each other. Batman sat crouched on a gargoyle overlooking Crime Alley, a stone sentinel rendered almost invisible by his cape. He wasn't looking for muggers tonight. He was looking for an absence. Over the last 9 days, 7 people had vanished. Not the usual Gotham attrition, not runaways, gang hits, or Joker victims found grinning in the river. These were vanishings of total erasure.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like I'm digging this. You know what I'm saying? I'm digging this, man. Already, you know, like this is some cool shit. Kyle says, I like this AI. I hate the Elvis stuff. Yeah. Said, dude, this stuff makes our dreams matchups come true. Dude, you know, to be honest, the reason why I wanted to check this, because I would have never thought, what the fuck would Batman do going head up against Pinhead? Like, how would he, you know, what the fuck would this be about? Excuse me. So I was like, you know what? We're going to give this a rip. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's up with this. Looks interesting so
Banker
far.
in his penthouse secured by biometric locks that never disengaged. An artist in a sealed loft. A transient in an abandoned subway tunnel surrounded by undisturbed dust. There were no signs of struggle, no forced entry, no ransom notes, just a lingering, unnatural coldness at the scenes that his thermal scanners registered hours after the event, and a faint, coppery scent that his Powell's olfactory sensors identified as a mixture of ozone, sulfur, and ancient cured lacquer.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. These images and dude's commentary, his storytelling, the shit's on point, man. This shit is rocking. I'm loving this shit so far.
He dropped from the perch, his cape snapping once before rigidifying into a glider. He landed silently on the fire escape of the most recent scene, a squalid apartment in the Bowery, occupied by a small-time fence name, Eddie the Rat Galliano. Inside, the police tape was already broken. Gordon was gone. Batman moved through the room, his cowl recording everything in spectrums beyond human sight. Eddie was gone, but on the floor, amidst the scattered refuse of a low-rent criminal life, was a perfectly clean square patch of carpet. Something had rested there, something heavy enough to compress the fibers and strange enough to leave no particulate trace. Batman knelt, activating his microsampler. He scraped the very edge of the impression. The analyzer on his gauntlet cycled. Unknown residue, compound structure, brass, mahogany, and traces of human lipid tissue. It wasn't a weapon.
Dude, this dude is on point, man. This guy here is like he's putting the detective work, you know. It's like he's you know, honestly, hell, if this would have been like an audio book, this shit would have been on point, even without the visuals. You know what I'm saying? Like this is on point, man. Says Kyle says, dude, I'm on my 10th round on Arkham Knight. I love Batman. My wife just watched all the movies with me except Rises and Batman and Robin. She'd only seen 89. There you go, man. You guys are doing it big, man. That's like I own all the movies, man. You know, but yeah, this is fucking dope, man. Like, hell yeah, fucking let's do this.
It was an object that Eddie had likely stolen, not knowing what it was, and paid the ultimate price for possessing. The trail was thin, but Batman was the world's greatest detective because he understood the ecology of Gotham's underground. A fence like Eddie wouldn't hold on to a strange, ornate object. He'd try to flip it to a specialist. 2 hours of aggressive interrogation in the back rooms of Gotham's sleazier pawn shops led him to a dusty storefront in Chinatown, tucked between a fish market and a failing herbalist. The sign read simply, Liu's Antiquities.
Oh shit. This classic says Batman doing detective work. Now, I know this isn't Hollywood. Yeah, man. Like, you know, that's the shit I don't get, man. I don't get this about Hollywood, man. It's like they don't have Batman doing no detective work. But man, he said, "Have you seen Batman and Sasquatch?" Yeah, I've seen a few of those, man. It got to the point where I'll tell you what, man. A few months ago, them shits were cool when Sasquatch first showed up, man. Like those videos were funny as fuck. Then it became Sasquatch and the alien dude, and then now it's him and Batman. And I think I seen a Sasquatch versus Predator. Alright, man. It's like they're funny though. The first few ones, they're funny as fuck, man. Like the first month or two that they were doing the Sasquatch videos, them shits were on point, man. You know, ain't taking nothing away from it, man. I mean, shit, them dudes they did it, man. They made money. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, shit, they fucking eating off of Sasquatch videos. So shit, kudos to them, man. Yeah, fans we know. If fans we know better, yeah, you know, yup.
Batman didn't use the door. He came through the skylight, dropping into the cluttered shop like a shadow detaching itself from the ceiling. Old Man Liu was counting meager receipts. He didn't scream when the towering black figure landed behind him. He simply froze, the abacus bead clicking loudly in the silence.
Oh no.
This
Commercials, man. Commercials, huh? Shit.
game, you're not ready.
Eddie Galliano, Batman growled, his voice a tectonic rumble. He brought you something yesterday, a box.
My bad, y'all. I don't have fucking YouTube Plus or whatever the fuck that shit's called without the videos, man. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize about that shit. Just Joe. Oh, what's up, Joe? Said Batman was doing detective work in the Dark Knight. He used his tech to get fingerprints off of a fired bullet. Yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, you're right about that. What I'm saying is, the way you see it here, it's like the way you see it in this video is the way he does it in the comic books, where it's like they, you know, they'll take a couple page, you know, about 2 pages, you know, especially the panels, and they'll show him, you know, dusting shit off, you know, for fingerprints, you know, taking like samples, doing, you know, real shit. And it's like, you know, and again, it's like to see it, I guess to this degree is what I would have liked to see more of. That, you know, if that makes sense. That's really what I was referring to, was saying, no, I'm not saying like he's never done it, but the way you just saw it here, yeah, man, I mean, I would definitely be like, I would like to see more of that. That's what I'm getting at. But shout outs to my boy Joe.
Liu trembled. His eyes darted to a heavy iron safe in the corner. I didn't know what it was. He said he lifted it from a collector in Bristol. It felt wrong, cold. Open it. Liu shook his head violently. No, please, the music. When you touch it, the music starts. It draws you in. I put it in the iron box to stop the sound. Batman moved past the terrified shopkeeper to the safe. He didn't need the combination. A small charge of directed thermite melted the locking mechanism in seconds. He pulled the heavy door open. Sitting alone in the center of the safe was a cube. It was exquisite and repulsive. 6 inches on each side, made of dark, highly polished wood and overlaid with intricate gold and brass filigree. The patterns were geometric nightmares, shifting subtly even when the object was still. It seemed to absorb the meager light in the room. Batman reached in with a gloved hand. The moment his Kevlar weave fingertip brushed the lacquer, a sound filled the room, not from the box, but from the air itself. It was a distant, discordant tinkling, like wind chimes made of bone. Liu whimpered and scrambled under his desk. Batman took the lamentation configuration and grapple boosted out into the night.
Man, that's some storytelling there, man. I mean, just to say all that about Batman just grabbing the box, shit. Would you say, Kyle? Yeah, that was wild. Yup, this is some wild shit.
The Batcave was a cathedral of logic, a fortress built on empirical data and technological superiority. Yet, sitting on the central analysis pedestal under the harsh white glare of the spotlights, the cube seemed to mock the surrounding supercomputers. "Spectrometry is useless, Master Bruce," Alfred said, his voice tight with uncharacteristic unease as he stood by the console. "The X-rays are baffling. The internal mechanisms appear to be shifting fluidly, yet they are solid matter. It defies physics." Batman sat at the console, his cowl pulled back, Bruce Wayne's intense blue eyes staring at the object. "It's not technology, Alfred. At least not ours. It's a lock." "A lock for what, sir?" "To a door that should never be opened." Bruce stood and approached the pedestal. He had reviewed the crime scene data again. The victims hadn't just vanished, they had been taken. The cold spots, the sulfur, it all pointed to an extra-dimensional breach. The box was the key. To understand the enemy, he had to understand their tools. He picked up the cube. It was heavier than it looked.
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie, when he picked it up the first time, I thought he was gonna fuck with that shit and now he's in the Batcave, right? Man. Let's go.
The brass was freezing cold against his skin. He began to manipulate it. He didn't use force, he used intuition. He traced the grooves of the filigree, feeling for hidden indentations, for hidden catches. It was a tactile puzzle designed to exploit human curiosity. It wanted to be solved. He felt a section slide smoothly under his thumb. A soft click echoed in the vast cave. The tune, that haunting bone chime melody, grew louder, resonating in his own teeth. Another slide, a twist of the top quadrant. The brass gears began to turn on their own, reconfiguring the box into a new shape, something resembling a star. The air in the Batcave instantly dropped 30 degrees. The waterfalls froze mid-cascade. The Batcomputer screens flickered and died, plunging the cave into emergency red lighting. "Master Bruce!" Alfred cried out, backing away. "Stay back, Alfred," Bruce commanded, slipping his cowl back into place. The Batman was ready. From the shadows of the cave's deepest recesses, chains erupted.
Uh-oh.
They were thick, rusted iron, tipped with wicked, gleaming meat hooks. They slammed into the rock walls, the metal walkways, the Batmobile itself, pulling taut with the groan of tortured metal. The far wall of the cave, solid granite, didn't break. It dissolved. It opened into a corridor of blinding, cold blue light, smelling of incense and old blood. And from the light they walked. There were 4 of them, horrifying amalgamations of pale flesh, black leather, and exposed muscle. But Batman's eyes locked onto the leader. He was impeccably postured, clad in a flowing black cassock made of leather that seemed fused to his skin. His head was a pale grid of precision-cut flesh, and at every intersection, a glittering silver pin was hammered deep into the skull. His eyes were black pits, void of emotion, but brimming with ancient, terrifying intelligence. Pinhead stopped 10 feet from the Batman. He looked around the cave, unimpressed by the technology, his gaze settling finally on the dark night. "A magnificent tomb you have built for yourself," Pinhead said. His voice was like grinding stones deep underground, resonant, articulate, and utterly devoid of warmth. So much pain buried beneath the bedrock. We could smell it from across the schism. Batman did not move. His cape was drawn tight, his silhouette a solid block of resolve. "You are responsible for the disappearances." Pinhead took a step forward. The chain.
All right, y'all. Let me ask y'all real quick. Who you think is gonna win? I'll give y'all a second. You can just drop a P or for Pinhead or a B for Batman if you like. I'm just kind of curious. Me, myself, I'm thinking, I don't know, man. Let me go a little further into it and see. I'm undecided at the moment.
Chains around the cave tightened, humming with tension. Responsible. No, we are merely the couriers. You opened the box, we came. Now you must come with us. I opened it to find the missing, Batman stated, his voice flat and analytical, not to join them.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible or...
Pinhead smiled, a ghastly twitch of pale lips. Oh, but that is the beauty of the Lamentation configuration. It does not care for your intent. It only cares for your action. You sought the secrets it held. You have called us, and we have such sights to show you. He gestured with a pale, wounded hand. You are a man defined by trauma. You wear it like armor. We can peel that armor back, layer by layer, and show you the exquisite truth beneath. An eternity of sensation, pleasure and pain, indivisible. Batman analyzed the threat. Physical confrontation was illogical. The creature before him commanded extra-dimensional forces. Batarangs and martial arts would be meaningless. The chains that held the Batmobiles suspended in the air proved their physical dominance. This was a psychological battlefield. You speak of order, Batman said, taking a calculated step toward the Cenobite. You are not chaotic agents. You follow rules, a code. Pinhead inclined his head slightly, intrigued. We are explorers in the further regions of experience, demons to some, angels to others. But yes, there is an order to the flesh. Then your acquisition is flawed, Batman said. He held up a datapad that had survived the power outage. I have profiled the 7 victims. The banker was looking for a place to hide embezzled funds. The artist was seeking inspiration in drug dens. The fence, Eddie Galliano, just wanted money. None of them sought you. None of them sought the further regions. They were ignorant. They opened a door they didn't know existed. Batman's gaze was unwavering. If your order is based on desire, then taking them is theft. It breaks your own rules. It is chaos. Pinhead paused. The hooks hanging in the air went still. The Hell Priest stared into the white lenses of Batman's cowl, seemingly looking straight through them to the burning, disciplined mind beneath. You argue semantics with a being older than your civilization, Pinhead murmured, but there was a flicker of respect in the obsidian eyes. You attempt to lawyer the laws of hell. I am a detective, Batman corrected. I deal in facts. The fact is, their transaction with the box was fraudulent. They didn't know the price. And you do, Pinhead countered softly.
Wow. Kyle, what you say? You hope Batman wins? Man. Yeah, man. I mean, this is like, fuck. But, you know, if anybody's going to speak, you know, logics, it's definitely going to be Batman. But, man, just to see him go head to head with Pinhead, you know, on that level, it's like, shit. Again, you know, props to the guy that wrote and filmed this shit, man. I mean, damn, you know, this is fucking dope, man. It's a hell of a story.
You know exactly what we are, and yet your fingers solved the puzzle with a desperate hunger. I taste the ash of your parents' death on your soul, Bruce Wayne. You desire the ultimate numbness that only extreme sensation can bring. You are more ours than they ever were. Perhaps, Batman acknowledged, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. But I am not yours today. Today, I demand the return of the ignorant. Silence hung heavy in the frozen Batcave. The two titans of will, one of human discipline, one of infernal order, stood locked in a stare. Pinhead weighed the mortal's words. The Cenobite was a creature of absolute rigidity. While he hungered for souls, he despised disorder. The Batman's logic, while arrogant, was sound. The victims were mere cattle who had stumbled into a slaughterhouse intended for connoisseurs. "Very well," Pinhead said finally. The words felt like a judge passing a sentence. "Your logic holds a cold symmetry that I find acceptable. The ignorant shall be returned to their mundane little lives." He raised a hand. The blue portal in the wall flared brilliantly. 7 figures were suddenly expelled from the light, tumbling onto the metal catwalks of the cave, shivering, catatonic, terrified, but alive. "But a debt has been incurred," Pinhead continued, his gaze narrowing on Batman. "The box has been opened. A soul is required to close it." "Take me," Batman said instantly. Alfred let out a strangled gasp from the shadows. Pinhead actually laughed, a dry, terrifying sound like cracking ice. "Oh no, you misunderstand. You are too precious to waste on a mere closing ceremony. Your suffering must be curated."
Wow. Ain't that some shit? Well, I ain't gonna lie. I hate these little fucking commercial things, man, but...
Pinhead stepped closer until he was inches from Batman's face. The smell of cold iron and ancient decay was overwhelming. "We will leave now, but the box remains with you. You will be its guardian. You who desires control above all else will spend your nights ensuring no one else opens the door." Pinhead reached out a long, pale finger and tapped the bat symbol of that man's chest. The cold burned through the armor like acid. "We will wait. We have eternity. One night the burden of this city will become too much. the memory of the alley will be too sharp, and you will pick up the box not to solve a crime, but to escape yourself. And on that night, detective, no logic will save you. Pinhead turned. The chains retracted with a deafening shriek of metal.
Wow.
The other Cenobites faded into the light. Pinhead walked into the blue corridor, and the wall of the Batcave slammed shut behind him, sealing into solid rock once more. The red emergency lights faded, replaced by the humming white lights of the cave coming back online. The waterfalls began to flow. Batman stood still for a long time, looking at the 7 shivering victims being attended to by a shaken Alfred. Then, Batman walked over to the console where the Lamon configuration sat, now closed into its original cube shape. It looked innocuous, just a wooden puzzle box. He picked it up. It was freezing cold. He opened a lead-lined evidence locker, placed the cube inside, and locked it with a biometric seal only he could open. He stared at the locker door. He knew Pinhead was right. This wasn't a victory. It was just the beginning of a very long, very cold vigil.
Wow. The channel's Scream of the Night. Ain't that something? That's actually pretty dope. That was pretty dope. So, we have it. Batman was able to talk his way up out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's pretty dope. Yep. The channel's called what's that? It's a little over 4,000 subscribers, 4.03K. Shit, give them a sub, man. It's like I said, you know, not bad. Especially the storytelling is fucking on point. I tell you what, he got 4,000 subscribers. He definitely earned them. With that kind of storytelling, yeah, he's definitely earned that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. This is some good shit right here, man. This is some good shit. Man. Boy, I tell you, man, this is crazy. Just to see the thing with this is he's not doing, it's like none of this shit is in motion. Like, these are, pictures. But even then, they look great. They look real. I'm not gonna lie. The video was done great. Even with even just listening to the audio, like if it was an audio book, it would have done great. This some good shit right here. So yeah, Scream of the Night. Shit. If you enjoy the content, give them a sub. Dracula versus Deadpool. Man. Yeah. Psychological battle. Yup. That's, hey. Like I said, not bad. Not bad. So, basically, from here on, I'm going to be doing more of these kind of videos. Basically, just kind of going through, checking out what's going on with different subjects or whatnot. Try to check out a couple videos here or there. If you pretty much enjoyed how today's video went, shit, let me know in the comment section. Yeah. There's a lot of things I'm going to be figuring out, here over time. And all I care about is trying to give you guys better content. So I'm going to be reacting to some stuff, going through things pop culture related. comic books, movies, TV shows, video games. Yeah, because there's a lot of good shit out there. A lot of, there's some interesting things coming out. And, but at the same time, it's not everything. Everything ain't great. If the fans are revolting over some shit, then to be honest, the fans have every right to be upset about what the fuck they're not enjoying. To be honest, our escapism has been hijacked by fucking political activists and shit like that. So, our entertainment looks like the world outside of our window. It's fucked up. We don't want that. We definitely don't want that. So, I got some things that I'll be showing here from time to time. Matter of fact, there's gonna be a video we'll watch on my next go around, but I wanted to come through, spend a little time with y'all, come kick it on a Sunday afternoon, and actually check out Spider-Man Noir, Star Wars versus the Avengers in comic books, and actually, take a moment to watch Batman versus Pinhead, which was actual, it was a great movie. I mean, great video, my bad, done by Scream of the Night. So, dude, I like this setup. Kyle, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And, I'll be working on it to get better. If things go as I plan to be doing this a few times a week, and I'll have some, videos lined up. I'll try to have, some different things, and hopefully it'll all be entertaining. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take off. I know there's a lot of shit out there, a lot of things people are trying to do. I know I gotta grab me a bite to eat because I'm starving, but I wanted to give this a go on a Sunday and see how you guys like it. And let me ask one other question. The background. I know I've been having this like space-like shits in the background. Just was wondering, should I keep it? Should I ditch it? If I'm gonna go ahead and do something different, I'm gonna definitely have some autographed pictures and some other things in the background. I'm not sure if you guys prefer that or not, but if you guys think it'll be a better look, let me know. I'll go ahead and try to change it up. So, with that being said, I definitely enjoyed, spending this time with y'all. It's been awesome being back. I got a few more things I need to figure out with OBS, but hey, at least I got it this far and was able to make this happen. So, with a little bit more time, I'll get to figure out more things, and hopefully the transaction, through the videos and everything else will be a lot smoother. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I would like to say peace out to everybody here before I go. So, before I leave, I want to give a shout out to Classic Comics, Maddie's daddy, Steve M. Let me see. Outlaw Bill was in the house. And who am I missing? Classic Comics, my boy, and Just Joe 9697. So, with that being said, wanted to give a shout out to everybody who checked this out live. Want to give a shout out to everybody that'll check this out on the replay. But I want to tell everybody, man, thank y'all for sticking with me, and yo, you guys have a good Sunday, and I appreciate y'all. Love you guys, and I will definitely catch y'all on the next one.